Greetings, everyone. This is L, aka HG the Hood Guru, coming to you today with the actual purpose of man. I was meditating this morning and I got this revelation, this insight from the Spirit, and I wanted to share it with you all. And basically, what the Spirit was explaining to me, I was trying to understand it was explaining to me what is the meaning of the cross. And a cross is actually supposed to be a symbol of the diamond. Once you connect all the points, it actually makes a diamond or a pyramid, so to say, especially when it's equal. But what the Spirit was basically telling me, to give you an example, is like you have imagine 50 shades of gray, kind of like how you see the different shades of my shirt from gray, from white, gray to black. Imagine the bottom of a diamond shaped cross. Let's just give you a quick example like this. The bottom tip being the darkest and the top being the light, which just explains the reason for the pyramids, at which the top of the pyramid there was placed a white cap. And what this is representing is the purpose of man to get to this actual point of nature. From the bottom to the top of the cross, from up to down, represents the forces of nature. At the bottom, as you can see here, with the darkness, with it being the darkest, represents man being under the influence of nature, meaning that nature completely ruling over man and man dwelling in this state of fear over these powerful forces that's over man. But what man is actually representing is the greatest force of all, which you may call the creator, which separated itself and put itself within this particular type crystal to know itself, for us to know ourselves. And what this basically means is when we reach from the lower portion, which is the human animal way of thinking, being in constant fear, and start ruling nature from the highest, meaning that we take all our technological advancements in our way of thinking to actually use nature to benefit all of us and all the cosmos, in regards to, at a particular level, we're supposed to get to a point where we're actually traveling the universe, tending to the cosmic garden, helping to advance or terraform certain planets to reflect the beauty of nature. Just like you would do in a garden. If you let a garden run over and it's not taken care of, it would just grow wild. But when you tend the garden, it becomes beautiful. And that's one of the things that we're supposed to be doing on this planet, which we were. But just like this symbol here, we go through these cycles where we fall into this state of darkness and forgetfulness, in which we're supposed to polarize ourselves at the top of at this pure state and not fall. As soon as we come out of that pure state, begins to fall down, what you would say to from the golden age to the age we have now, which they explain in the Indian mythology, the yuga something. Search like four different stages that man go through, and the longest lasting one is the golden age, which we're supposed to be getting ready to go back into now. But basically what this simply means is that through these cycles, we either go up or we go down. At this particular point, we're in the midst of going back up. the Kali Yuga. I believe that's what the cycle name is. But what this basically means is we don't die. So with these incarnations, we're supposed to be building ourselves up back to that supreme spiritual being that rules over nature. And what helped me come to an understanding of this is also the Christian and the African understanding of the Creator, understanding that the original understanding, which the Christian and all the other religious fashions fractal off of, is that there being a supreme force that controls nature, that rules over nature. And I heard one person say, like, for an example, we recognize these forces of nature like hurricanes, and how we couldn't create or stop them. But with modern technology, we actually have the abilities to create hurricanes and to break hurricanes down. So this led me to the belief and understanding that with the mastery of nature, we can use these forces as for a benefit, but one has to attain the right knowledge and use this wisely, which is what wisdom is. So as we gain this high advanced knowledge with technology, we're supposed to be using it for the benefit of all, not to put each other in slavery, or they're supposed to be one particular group that uses this knowledge to basically make the others to submit, which is one of the reasons that we're in this dark age now, is because we have ones who are in these high power places who are using their knowledge that they gain, that they hide from the masses. And when we come with these revelations, they immediately attack these people in which the spirit is speaking through, who are trying to help to advance human beings. So what their contribution is on their scale of evolution is they're actually dropping down, because what they're doing is they're stopping the evolution of all. So they're actually working for the forces of darkness, which is what man is trying to surpass, which is the reason that you get the whole symbology of the man who's dying on the cross, meaning that once you get to that point, that midpoint of the cross, what you have where his heart is, when you get to that midpoint, it's either you want to help others to rise and continue to go up and grow into light and grow into purity, or you want to pull others down. So it's basically the man animal dying at this point and ascending to become a god. So once you pass that level, you understand this, not only beautifying nature, but beautifying the human mind through this understanding of this wealth of knowledge. Because these things bring about goodness, they bring about life, they make you feel good, they give high, great vibrations and things of that nature. But once you drop below that line, you get wrapped into the sensations of greed and fear and things of that nature. And the lower that you get on that pole, the heavier it becomes, like a fearful person. Understanding on the bottom of this pole, understanding that in the darkness, you can't rule over nature using these dark forces, because it's all sitting upon you. It takes great power. That's basically like trying to start a wave on the bottom of the ocean, on the ocean floor. And the way that you would do that is like through an earthquake. So there has to be a lot of great release to cause that wave, which will not be gentle, will actually be detrimental, because it's going to cause a tsunami. And I'm using nature to explain the nature within us. So it's a difference from on the top of the wave of the water or the ocean, where the wind is causing the waves. It could cause big waves, it could cause small waves, but it's beneficial. It's not as destructive. It's not as destructive. It's more gentle. It's more life-giving, you know. For instance, like if you have a tsunami, that's going to be wiping out and destroying life. When you have these gentle waves above, these waves gently caress the beach. You know, you can stand there and you can appreciate nature. It's not causing destruction. It knows its limit and it goes back. It knows its limit and it goes back. That's the difference with controlling the forces from the bottom to the top. Now, as well as with this understanding is at the top of these, we'll say these 50 shades of gray, with the bottom being the darkest shade and the highest being the lightest, which will represent the closeness of coming back into God, the most purest form. At this purest form, which there may be other species as well who are helping other creatures in the cosmos to rise as well. So even in our particular state, there are entities who are helping us to rise. And when we get to that great high state, we're going to be helping other entities to rise as well and continue to work this divine garden. Like Earth is the practice place. Earth is the practice place to overcome this. And others know when they keep this information concealed, but the spirit is releasing this information. So even though that they keep the knowledge, it's going to start popping up in people's mind and their genetics and their DNA. So that's the whole point of the attack that's coming upon man, upon all over the earth, because you have these people who've been acquiring this knowledge for such a long time and been keeping it in darkness to the point that they're using the measurements that they're using now to continue to keep the information concealed, such as spraying the air with chemicals, trying to block out sun, creating cultures and religions that are adverse to nature and adverse to life, and continue to fund these concepts that try to keep man locked in the state of fear, in this darkness, when man was made to rise and sit on top of the pyramid, not under the pyramid. So with this being said, our purpose once again is to rule over nature in harmony with nature, not against nature, trying to destroy nature. So I thank you for your time. There'll be more insights and videos to come that will help you, help us, help each other. Each one teach one. I'm L, aka the Hood Guru, and I thank you for listening.